Hello, today I want to discuss one of the most common things that we see here in our office as chiropractors, and that is lower back pain, and particularly lower back pain that can spread out into around the buttocks area and even down into the legs. It's super common and can be really debilitating, and what I want to show you is a couple of take-home tips that are really useful just using a spiky ball. So it's a hard plastic spiky ball where you can actually find some particular spots that we commonly find that you can do some work on these areas yourself. I have a personal story many years ago where I had some really bad lower back pain and sciatica, so pain into the leg, and I sought natural care for it, and obviously chiropractic was one of the mainstays in that. But I really remember using the spiky ball really regularly through that period of time, and it hurt, but it hurt in a way that I knew was actually being productive and helpful. And so we're just going to go over some of that right now, and hopefully it can help you. So the spiky ball is a hard plastic ball, and where I want to talk about using it right now is in around the buttock area. So the buttock muscles, when you feel that bone at the front of your hip just in there, the buttock muscles sort of, if you wrap your hands around, you can feel that there is a bony crest, sort of what your trousers sit on. Then underneath all of that is the flesh of your buttock muscles. And in that region, there are three layers of buttock muscles or glute muscles, gluteus maximus, medius and minimus. And one of them is a big muscle and the others are a lot smaller, but they're all capable of getting super tight and causing a lot of back pain, leg pain. So the spiky ball is really a form of massage that you can do yourself to find trigger points, which are the built up tension points within those muscles, and use some of gravity, some body weight gravity, and the ball just to relieve a lot of the tension and pressure. But what's really important is to talk about where to do that. Now, when people tend to do it themselves and they've they might have their own spiky ball and they've picked up some tips over the time and they're just doing it themselves, they're often focusing through the real meaty, big part of the buttock area. And by all means, that probably can be and will be an area that is particularly tender. But I'll let you in on a little secret, and that is the overlooked area. And the overlooked area can be killer in pain, but really beneficial. And that is out to the side. So right out near the bone at the front here, just behind it and just underneath it. So in around here and slightly underneath it, almost heading down towards where you can feel the hard bony side of your hip. That area in there, you can find some really nasty trigger point spots in there and hover over those and really help. So I'm going to hop onto the ground now, and it may be a little bit difficult to see this, but I'm going to try and give you an idea of how I would suggest you use this spiky ball, particularly through the side areas, because they're a little bit more obscure and complicated than just through the meaty part of the buttock. So I'll just show you that right now. So to demonstrate how to use a spiky ball on the floor, particularly through the areas on the side, it's a little bit difficult to show because the ball will be covered by me lying on top of it. But effectively you want to be lying on your side using your elbow to support your body weight. You can't let your whole weight drop onto the ball, it would be too painful. And then find the spots and hover around those spots, either by moving slightly up and down, rolling on the spots, or slightly side to side, or just twisting somewhat. But I'll show you just now, and as best as you can envisage what I'm showing you, because it may be hard to actually see the ball. So we have the ball on the floor, and then I will actually position it just under that bony crest there, and then I will lie on top of the ball like that. Straight away I've got a spot, by the way, that is, I know, an active trigger point and a good area to be on. And then you're on that spot, and I'm using this elbow to support me, but then if I want to just let my weight drop more, it is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And that is really effective, deep massage to break up a lot of adhesions and trigger points. Then, as I was also explaining, I'll show you, you can move around on the ball. You can move forwards and backwards, you can move up and down, you can do little circles. And any of those that you find really amplify the effects are safe to use. Now, as for how long to do this, I would suggest that if you are dealing with some lower back pain, it is really bothering you, then you could get on this ball for 5 minutes and just really work it and just try and find the areas. Now, I just showed you the areas around the side. If you want to do the more meaty, bulky area of the glute area, you would still have the ball on the floor, obviously, but rather than being on your side, you'd probably be more on top of the ball, like so. Just on top of the ball and rolling around using your hands to support. And that's all. I've also got some pretty active hot spots through there as well. So I would suggest look for the spots through the bulky part of the glute and particularly through the side of the glute muscles and work on those. If you work on those each day, if you're going through an episode of lower back pain, I can guarantee you that it will actually help you. It will really help to break it down. It will be painful, but a painfulness that you actually know is a really good pain. So I hope you find this useful, and if you are struggling with lower back pain, give it a go. You won't regret it. Thank you.